Alright, so for my next step here, all the frets are inlaid. I have not checked for the level on them yet. I'm sure they are close. But I want to get rid of these sharp edges before I really go any further. Just for personal protection, you know, because I don't want to cut myself when I'm handling the fretboard. Alright, so I've got a file here. This is just a flat file, single grind. I'm going to set my guitar up sideways like this, and I'm going to work with the fret across flat. And this is just to take down that fret tang to the wood of the fretboard. Now, I have some extra wood right here that I will have to remove. I'm going to have to make that flush in order to get these really down where I want them. But this is the direction I'm going. I want to go take it down just to the wood. I don't want to go any farther than that. If I start marring the wood, I know I've gone far enough. Okay, so I will continue through this. Once I've done that a bit and they're close, then I can set it this way and move along with them to bring them flush on the edge. Okay. Okay, now that I'm pretty sure I have the edges of my frets flush with the fretboard, I'm going to take my rasp here and I'm going to hold it at a little bit of an angle. Okay, and I'm going to keep my fingers under it because I want to make sure that I don't get it onto the top. I just want to get the edge of my fret, and I'm just going to hold that at an angle, and I'm going to very carefully drag that along and put a little relief into the edge of those frets. Keeping a very slight angle here, and go all the way down. Sometimes you take an extra couple off the top here, and an extra couple down there. You can take more out of that middle, but I want to try to keep it even. So I'm trying to keep my angle the same as I'm drawing this to me. And what this does is makes it nice and comfortable over there to play. I'm going to do this on both sides of the neck. How do I know when I'm done? I'm done when I look over here on the side, and not only do I have dust shavings from the frets, but I have just a very slight, very slight shaving or sanding from the edge of the fretboard. When I know I've taken just a little bit of that corner, I know I've gone far enough. We don't want the player to feel any fret off the edge, no sharp spots at all. So that's why we took the tang flush with the edge of the fretboard. And now we're taking the end of the fret and tapering it just slightly so that it's inside just ever so slightly. You don't want it to be too far because then it'll interfere with the string play. But we want enough so that the player doesn't feel any discomfort. Alright, we'll repeat on the other side. This is almost there. I'll come back when I'm done so that we can do these little inside parts and we can do the leveling. Okay, so I've finished the edges. There's one more step I like to take with the edge before I actually start doing the leveling and polishing process on my frets. And I use this tool right here. I don't remember exactly where I got it, but you'll notice that it has an edge that's beveled on two sides as a file and the rest of it's flat. So I can set it on the fret like this and I can polish the fret, or I can set it on the edge and I can take a little bit off. And so what I do, and we'll come in here real close, okay, is I go to maybe my first fret here and I take that edge and I set it at an angle and I do that. And I come back on the other direction. And what this does is give me a nice rounded edge on the fret. Now you can do this with a triangle file, but what you have to make sure you do, if you do with a triangle file, is to file the edge flat so that when you do this and you round it over, you don't mar the fretboard when you do this. Now I'll do this, and also on the ends over here on the inside portion, I'm going to just take that little bit. That's all I got to do, just all the way down, all the way back. And then I will tape off the fretboard so I can mark the frets and level them. So back up here and get this done. Be careful in this region not to get it on the top. So I'm just taping the sound hole, just helps me keep it out of there. Go. Alright, other side. Now I'm going to have to flip the guitar around in order to get that other end, so bear with me. And my fret edges should be good, save for these little tiny parts in here. Alright. Now, I don't want little shavings of metal down in my grain. I don't want it down in my sound hole. So we try to clean up after ourselves. So now we're going to tape off the fretboard. Put your tape right up next to the fret. It's okay if it's long. It's okay if it overlaps in the middle. When you get to the smaller frets, we have to tear the tape in half or more to be able to get it where we need it. And let's go ahead and pull that off of there. This is to help protect the fretboard while I level the frets and then also crown them. I'll put a straight edge on my frets here in a second just to double check. I may be good. It may not be too much. I mean, it is a flat neck. I've taken precautions to try to make sure that our frets are even and flat themselves. So I'll finish this and then we'll come back to you.